smallpox vaccine, polio vaccine, all of these vaccines have taken years to develop and then even longer to administrate, right? But when COVID came about, the first vaccine came out in under 9 months, and AI has helped that a lot. So, I mean, you must have heard of the whole mRNA technique.
So let's say in earlier days, how it happened was if I were to suggest or recommend antibiotic, and I need to do multiple tests based on the sample of blood collected and what kind of bacteria it is there and what kind of bacterial infection it is there. So how can AI help in decision making in this, right? How can we say that, okay, this is my body weight, this is something that I'm allergic to, or this medicine is something that I have tried in the past but it is not working. So how does a physician or a drug company get into decision making,
Right.
recommending an antibiotic? Or maybe we can take it from the physician's point of view.
So
How
actually,
AI can
yeah,
help.
I think there are 2 points. I mean, two sides to the story. I think you're talking about creating the drug. There's a whole topic of the pharma industry and the whole concept of drug discovery, right? So I'm gonna address that first, and then I'm gonna go back to the physician side.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about vaccines first before regular drugs, right? So that we can understand the context of how AI can actually help. So in the past, vaccines are not something new, right? In the past, vaccines have taken 5 years, 6 years to 10 years to be made, right? All of the vaccines like chickenpox vaccine, smallpox vaccine, polio vaccine, all of these vaccines have taken years to develop and then even longer to administrate, right? But when COVID came about, the first vaccine came out in under 9 months, and AI has helped that a lot. So, I mean, you must have heard of the whole mRNA technique. I mean, it must have popped up on the newspaper a lot, right?
Yeah.
So through the mRNA technique, they were able to basically do a lot of simulations and make reaching a more done final product much faster. So this is the first time where in under 2-3 years there's been a huge percentage of people who've taken the vaccine and the vaccine's been developed in under a year, right? So that's never happened. So these techniques now you will see being used in other drugs and maybe even in surgery, right? Where they would use a lot of simulations to speed up this process, and I think that will help medicines come out a lot faster. And physicians, now coming back to the physicians also help these pharma companies because they have, at the end of the day, the real life data is with the physicians, right? So today all hospitals are completely digitized. Whatever you walk into the hospital, they take your height, weight, your blood pressure, all of that. If you have a blood test, then that comes through a blood test center and you can submit those documents, and so all of that is digitized. And things like reactions and side effects and all of that are also recorded because you go for a follow-up and all that. So over time, this data will become like a rich lake of sorts where pharma companies could make better simulations and then physicians could also prescribe better drugs. So that way, I think the cycle will become a lot shorter. And there was a funny thing. So I saw, there's the top VC in the US who's invested in a lot of companies, even in OpenAI, right? So he really mentioned and said that in the next 5 years, there will be not an AI assisted, but an AI only general physician available to use. So I think there are a lot of big players pushing to make this a reality, and today we have the infrastructure and hardware to do it also, and the data has been there for the last 50-60 years. So I think it would really speed up things like diagnosis and even treatment.